All right, what's up, everyone? This is a very beginner look into music and what you can do with it using scales. And basically, all music, all songs are built on scales. Okay, you can change the scale later in a song, but at one point in time in a song, all the instruments and all of the melodies and stuff, for the most part, are within the same scale or within the same key. All right, they're called keys. And when you hear someone say, "Oh, that song's out of key," or like Simon Cowell or whatever saying on American Idol, like that singer, you're way out of key. It sounds way out of key. It's because they're hitting notes that don't fall within the scale that the song's in. So in this example, I'm going to show you C major, which is probably the most basic scale out there, and that's like, and the notes that go into C major. All right, so I'm not just going to show you, I'm going to like also tell you why it's important to know these scales, because that's how music sounds good. All right, if you play something that's out of key, it's not going to sound good. So you have to play within the key. Now when you get more advanced, you'll learn that you can kind of change these scales and make a different emotion. All right, that's more complicated. If you want to get an emotion that's a more complex emotion other than just like outright confident happiness, which C major gives you like a really confident happiness sound of like utter like confidence. You can make other emotions, maybe like kind of like timidness, or like a kind of alien sound that's like, oh, you're on a spaceship, or you can make a scary sound that's kind of tense. And this is how composers write music. All right, they pick a key or a scale. A key and a scale are the same thing, basically. The scale is like the notes that fall in the key, but the key in this case is C major. All right, so C major, that's the key, but I'm going to show you the notes that go into that key, which is the scale. And to do that, I'm going to use FL Studio, okay? And I'm using a virtual keyboard. I do have a keyboard here, so I'm actually playing this, and then you'll see when I play a note like this, all right, when I play that C, it's triggering the C on the screen, right in this keyboard. So it'll play this C right here when I touch this one, all right? So that's how it's working. But you're able to see what I'm playing by looking at this virtual FL keys, okay? So every major scale consists of the same structure, and it's really important to know this structure, because if you know it, then you can kind of play. Someone will say play a G, like this song is in G, and then you'll know, okay, the G notes are certain notes because of the structure, and that structure is simply, you're gonna have one whole step, you're gonna have one whole step, you're gonna have another whole step, you're gonna have a half step, you're gonna have a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, and then a half step to end it. All right, so you're gonna start and end on the same note, which is a C. You'll notice on the keyboard here, the C is the note that's right before the two black keys. All right, so this C and this C, they're both C's, all right, because they're both in the same position on the keyboard. It's just one's a higher pitch in a higher register, and one's lower in a lower register. But that right there is a complete octave. Okay, so that's a perfect octave with perfect harmony, because they're the same note. They're both C's. It's just one C's an octave higher. On other instruments, you have to know that the C major scale has all naturals. Okay, there are no sharps and flats, which make it very easy to learn for beginners, because there are no sharps and flats involved in the C major scale. So on piano, that's all the white keys. All the white keys are the natural notes, and then the black keys are the sharps and flats, which fall in between the white keys. So like a C sharp is a half step above a C. So that's a half step. From C to C sharp is one half step. But from C to D is a whole step, because it's two halves. All right, one half step is from C to C sharp, and then another half step is from C sharp to D. Okay, so those two half steps make a whole, and that's where the whole step comes from. So a major scale is you start on the note C, and then it's one whole step, another whole step, a half step now, because you notice there is no key in between this E and the F. Alright, there's no key there. Alright, so that's a half step. So it's a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and then you end half step. Sorry, half step. Alright. For every major scale, that's the structure. So you have to know that. It's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay? And that gives you a major scale. In C, that just happens to be all the white keys because the keyboard's laid out that way. It's a C piano, or it's a C instrument. So it's laid out that way where, you know, it's like like that. Alright? And back down. So in the scale of C, you're going up the notes, which are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? In music, you only have 7 letters for notes. You have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the final note to complete the scale or to complete the octave is another C. Alright, so it only... or I mean, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then A to complete the A major scale. But in C, it's going to be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C. Okay, so it only goes to G. All right, there's no H. We don't have a note for H. You know, it just goes back to A. So it's going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like that, all the way up into higher registers. And that's just because the notes are the same, you know? Like this C and this C is still, they're both C's, and they're in perfect harmony. Alright, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Alright, so that's the C major scale. It's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay, so you have to learn that structure. If I were to play in B, it's the same structure. It's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Alright, so that's a B major scale. Alright, and you notice that first whole step, it goes to a black key because you're skipping. A half step is just from there to there, and then from there to there is another half step. So the whole step is from there to there. Alright, you see? And then the whole step is there, and then the half step, etc. So that's B, and I'll show you that in a later video. A lot of my songs actually are written in B. Like this song. Alright, that's all in B. Okay, I'm playing the notes that are in B. If I want to make a melody for C major, you can do that now. And that's the cool thing about knowing these scales, is because now you can actually make your own melodies and stuff, and your own backup melodies and your own harmonies, because you know what notes are in that scale. So if I want to make a melody that's in C, I can just make one up now because I know what notes are in that key. So it's like this. Alright, so that's just the made up melody, but it sounds nice because the notes are all in key. Alright, I'm playing notes that exist within the C major scale. If I played a note that didn't fall in there like I was doing, alright, now it's kind of like, what the hell is going on? Because the notes aren't in key. If, like I said, in B, so this is in B, but I'm playing the notes in that scale, so it sounds nice because the notes are the right distance apart from each other so that they sound nice when you play them. So this is completely in B. Oh, that was the wrong note. You hear that? That was the wrong note. That note doesn't go in the scale. So it's called an accidental. When you hit a wrong note, it's an accidental, and sometimes they're actually put in music on purpose. But yeah, so they're called accidentals. But you can put a note that falls outside of the key into the song if you want to kind of change the emotion a certain way. But yeah, all right. So that's that. That's the C major scale. Once again, it's just down here, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Alright, I'm just making that up, but it's going to sound in key because all the notes are in the scale or the key of C major. Alright, thank you for watching. I think that covers it all. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment or contact me on my website, epsilon144.com. I have other videos on music theory and music production. So if you want to run this software on the screen, I teach you all about this software and all about electronic music as well. So epsilon144.com for those videos, and it's under the resources tab in the lessons. I'll put a link to it if you want to find them. But yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and have fun making music in C major. You can make anything you want now, knowing those notes. So you can go out there and create a cool melody using C major. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later sometime. Peace out.